Leaving off, we're starting where we left off last. After November 20th, 2025, false testimony that caused mass panic and chaos, as well only to be found out as being planned lies that were confessed to the government informant as being planned lies, while the November 20th, 2025 false testimony was being fabricated by my dad, the Greedy Framer's framer sisters. And then after my dad, the Greedy Framer, gets kicked out, shortly after my dad, the Greedy Framer, tried to use incest to try and get illegal assurances of money on March 7th, 2026. So basically, he did a little too much. Okay, so he begs his framer sisters and law enforcement to make false testimonies against me. On November 20th, due to which he gets kicked out on December 29th, 2025 at 1:27 p.m. Exact moment when he gets kicked out is when he starts sending me money transfer ads. Same person claiming that there's no money involved. He just says this, there's no money. No. Obviously not. That's why he tried to use incest to get illegal assurances of money from me on March 7th, 2026, using his Greedy Framer predator sister, big fat ugly old Farah, the Greedy Framer, to commit incest with me, despite being told on February 11th at 3:17 a.m. that this was an open advertisement for incest. To use a porn star with your sister's name on it, Farah's name on it, to try to encourage incest in order to get illegal assurances of money, the psychopath would do anything for money. And now he's saying that, oh, no, there's no money. Yeah, okay. You want us to believe that. And 2 days ago, between July 9th and July 10th, you sent me, 15 blackmail price tags for millions of euros, after sending me the first one in dollars with his nickname Mona written on it. So just to make sure that I would know that these are blackmail price tags, so that a brain scanner could be used on me and he could find out what the chances of him getting this money are. You got to remember the fact that right now he's fighting really hard to be able to narrate in a trial where he's been caught lying over and over again. But this journal is not about lying. Okay, so he was kicked out numerous times, and maybe not because of trying to use incest, but due to lying. But this journal is not about lying. It's about the level of aggression, abuse, yelling and screaming, and basically trying to harass people in court by saying that they're twisting my words. That's not what I said. You're twisting my words, only for us to find out at the end of the day those words, forget the words, the entire statements were completely false. Not one statement he made was true in the least bit. Every single thing he said, even the third time when he was saying twisting my words and abusing everyone in court, were absolutely false from the phone conversations retrieved. And I told the court judge right there and then, said, Your Honor, you're going to find out right now from the evidence, facts and evidence is retrieved from the phone conversations, that each and every single statement that my dad, the Greedy Framer, made were completely false, and not one bit of it was truthful in the least bit. The same man who was trying to encourage people to go mass murder innocent human beings, despite my mother never having done anything of that sort her entire life, never even uttering one word considered bad her entire life, is now fighting very openly in court to try to be able to narrate against me, while only 2 days ago he was sending me blackmail price tags of millions of euros. Now you got to remember, this is no joke. He sends the first one in dollars with his nickname Mona written on it, so I would be absolutely sure that this is from him. Then he sends the remaining ones in euros, millions of euros, to make sure that I understood what that first one was his name in dollars, and the remaining ones in euros, that I could accept one of these. I wouldn't accept a single one of these. And second of all, these things have been told to him that they're absolutely illegal. You got to remember the timing when he's absolutely begging the courts to let him narrate, and he's scared that the courts are not going to let him narrate. And the last thing with the child thing, and Uncle Joey saying something remotely considered bad around the child, or one of law enforcement's own BFFs, is at stake. He is basically jeopardizing his chances of being able to narrate in the trial against me by further committing a crime and blackmailing me with price tags of millions of euros. literally only a day after he repeated law enforcement's narration. No, there's no brain savant. He just says that. Well, if there's no brain savant and I just say that, then why are you? What's these blackmail price tags for millions of euros for? Is this supposed to be some sort of a joke? Because if it is, then the joke is on you. Because after all the lies, you're proving to be guilty yourselves. By adding evidence against yourself in a court trial where you're begging the court judge to basically let you narrate, and at the same time you're ruining your own chances of doing so. Well, obviously he's only doing this because he realizes that even if he was able to narrate, he's lied way too many times. The narration of a person is only as heavy as his honesty, and if the person has lied repeatedly, first of all, narrations from a person like that doesn't carry any weight. But second of all, this journal is not about lying. It's not about blackmail price tags, which obviously he's been sending. And he tries something very phenomenal and extraordinary every single time he gets caught lying. And it's never something as simple as blackmail price tags. You would expect blackmail price tags, but not from a psychopath. Now, my dad, the greedy framer, sends me requests for incest with his big fat ugly old sisters like Fire the Greedy Framer that he sent on March 7th 3 times to me after he was already told that this is an open advertisement for incest on February 11th at 3:17 a.m. Like any psychopath, he does not care. All he cares about is his money. And at the last moment, when he's told that there's my brain savant is going to get freed because there are too many lies caught on February 10th, he was told that the lies you're saying, sir, right now, we, the courts, know that they're a bunch of lies, mainly because the courts knew it from before that these were planned lies from the government informant, and his sisters, I guess, were not stupid enough to make them, but he was. The reason he was because he is a psychopath, and the second reason is his framer sisters couldn't call and tell him, like, those lies we were planning to make after November 20th, don't make them. They've already been confessed to being lies. They're not going to say that over the phone, so they had to let him make it. So when he was caught on February 10th, and the courts basically told him, look, we know these are lies. What he does on February 11th at 3:17 a.m. is what any psychopath would do, which was send me porn star's picture with the sister first name on it on 3:17 a.m. on February 11th. Absolutely disgusting individual. But he doesn't just stop there. When he thinks that my brain savant's going to get freed, he does the same thing again, even though he was told on February 11th at 3:17 a.m., look, you can't send a porn star's picture with your sister's first name on it. This is open advertisement for incest. He couldn't care less. He wants the money one way or another. He's not going to let my mother have it, obviously not, which is why he's fabricating all these false testimonies on March 7th, 10:41 a.m., March 7th, 11:06 a.m., March 7th, 2:07 p.m. He sends the same exact pictures 3 times to me, one more on March 7th, again, 3 more times after he's been told on February 11th at 3:17 a.m. that these are open advertisements for incest. So this journal is basically about the amount of aggression that he's shown, abuse that people in the court had to suffer. The 3rd time he was fabricating false testimonies against me, and he would be like, twisting my words, only for the courts to retrieve phone conversations and find out that forget twisting his words. There were files found in every single statement that he was making, mainly because they were all complete and total lies. And when those files would be found, he would be twisting my words. I did not say that. Only for us to retrieve phone conversations at the end of the day and find out that each and every single statement that my dad, the greedy framer, made were all lies made to enviously lock up my brain savant just so that my mother could not get any of the money. Excuse me. And that is the exact same reason why the psychopath would go a step above blackmail price tags by trying to use his own sisters, like Fire the Greedy Framer, after being told on February 11th at 3:17 a.m. that this is an open advertisement for incest, using her again on March 7th, 2026, to send me porn star's picture with his sister first name on it all over again at 10:41 a.m., 11:06 a.m., and 2:07 p.m. p.m. again on March 7th. Incredibly disgusting individual. He would do anything for money, basically, and before then he would lie continuously over and over again just to make sure my mother could not get any of the Brain Savant money, which I think right now is a joke. Even arguing about it, and law enforcement would just give him their narration, considering the fact that it's a joke, consider the fact that every time law enforcement was asked to accept the challenge, they did not accept it. Instead, they would put Mythbusters on my TV home screen at nighttime and Mythical Mornings, only for them to disappear by morning time. And the way they took up the challenge in Moscow, Russia, when called out in front of the entire world, it was by doing a 1-minute test, like they always do, getting artificial intelligence to scan the brain in that 1-minute time period, getting a 1-minute artificial intelligence brain scan of my brain, and then right afterwards closing everything up and running away, basically. And that 1-minute brain savant test would basically tell them what would happen at the end of the 30 minutes, which would obviously be that I am Kim Peek Rain Man, or else if there were 1% doubt in it, basically they would obviously do it because it would prove their innocence and my guilt at the end of the 30 minutes, which is exactly why they would refuse to do the 30-minute brain savant test. Yeah. Plain and simple, that's what it is. They would win their case in 30 minutes otherwise. Why would they refuse that? Obviously, this is obviously what it is all about. And there are no excuses like, oh, if we let it perform out in the open for 30 minutes, then the brain savant, then what's going to happen is everyone in the world's going to know we had it locked up. It's going to raise human rights concerns. No, that excuse is no longer valid due to the fact that you did a 1-minute test in Moscow, Russia, right near the Kremlin. Right near the Kremlin. I could see the 3 Golden Globes of the Kremlin from my hotel window, like almost as if I could reach out and touch it. And I've put a video of it in my YouTube as well. Yeah. There's no excuse for not doing it. It's basically a 1-minute test where artificial intelligence scans my brain in 1-minute time so I can perform, but it's enough for artificial intelligence to collect a scan of my brain, and like how they did on November 20th, May 10th, 2026. And then as soon as they do that, they close it all up and run away because artificial intelligence tells them that what's going to happen at the end of 30 minutes, which is that I am Kim Peek Rain Man. That's what artificial intelligence basically tells them, obviously, or else they would do it, prove their innocence, and get this over with. But that's not what they do. Instead, right now, they had my dad, the Greedy Framer, narrating and saying that no, it doesn't exist. He just says that. He just says these things. It doesn't exist. Only for him, a day afterwards, on July 9th, between July 9th and July 10th, that same man who was claiming that there's no monetary potential for this is on between July 9th and July 10th, only 2 days ago, 1-day time period, sent me 15 price tag blackmails while jeopardizing his chances of being able to narrate in the trial against me by sending me 15 price tag blackmails. First one was in dollars, millions of dollars, with his nickname Mona written on it, so I would be absolutely sure that this is from him, with the following ones in euros. Millions of euros, basically, out of which I'm planning on giving him absolutely zero. Yeah. So that's what's been going on. And so, and after sending me price tag blackmails of millions of euros that were all rejected, basically this is like March, he used to say, early March 2026, he used to send me around 77 blackmail price tags of millions of euros, out of which I'm planning on giving him absolutely $0, €0, nothing at all. He could do whatever the heck he feels like doing. Yeah. So a day after he made the narrations in court that, Brain Savant has no monetary potential, he basically was doing it for law enforcement. Law enforcement, of course, cannot say any of this. If they say this, people are just going to be like, why don't you just do a 30-minute test then and get it over with? They cannot even argue that my zero-tolerance coffee I can't get done in 30 days, which is my claim, due to the fact that a person who cannot look at reality in the eye for 30 minutes does not have the right to criticize whether it's going to going to take me 30 days or 100 days, when artificial intelligence report from a few weeks before April 22nd, 2025 clearly prove beyond a reasonable doubt that innovation is part of my brain savant, which means that innovation is also part of my superhuman powers, along with focusing, which gives me the power to not need to take a single second's break while being Kim Peek Rain Man for hours and hours for as long as I feel like. So yeah, you have no right criticizing that or saying whether it's going to take me 30 days or 100 days. If you do not have the ability to stare at reality in the face, in the eye, for 30 minutes, you cannot criticize whether it's going to take me 30 days or 100 days to get my zero tolerance coffee done. If you could do the 30-minute test, then you can even make fun of me if I'm anything short of what I claim to be, which is Kim Peek Rain Man. So yeah, and what the way they do their test is basically what they do is they do a 1 minute long test, and the reason they do this is so that I don't have enough time to be able to perform out in the open using my brain savant, which I need 30 minutes for at least. And in that 1 minute brain savant test, they basically get artificial intelligence to scan my entire brain, and afterwards artificial intelligence basically calculates and tells them what's going to happen at the end of the 30 minutes. It's not what they want to see, so they just turn it off. They never do a 30-minute test. That's not how challenges work. Just because you use a cheating device, which is artificial intelligence, to tell you what the result's going to be in 30 minutes, does not give you the right to not test it out for 30 minutes. Okay? Yeah, and we know that they know that that's true, because every time the results come out, some girl who's their friend does something, like the girl who hit my car on December 10th, 2025, in the back of my car, because of which I ended up in the emergency room, or Kelly from law enforcement, who started stroking my penis on June 7th, as soon as the artificial intelligence report for May 10th, 2026 came out, or Kelly from law enforcement, who started stroking my penis 2 weeks after June 24th, 2026 results came out. And that's how I knew that if only the ears are let go of, which are locked right now as we speak, then what happens is it only takes 2 weeks, whereas air drugging is lower, then it takes 21 days, only due to Kelly from law enforcement. That's what they've been using these tools for. Basically the most advanced piece of tools you can ever imagine, literally like a time machine. On January 20th, 2026, they were able to tell their computer lock up his entire brain except for the childhood brain savant part, and the computer was able to do that, and I was able to watch documentaries like how I used to watch when I was less than a 10-year-old child. The reason they did this was because my claim was that my brain savant, which encompasses instantaneous photo-free memory, tested way too many times. Innovation tested a few weeks before April 22nd, 2025. Still, innovation is also superhuman, way superhuman. It's also increasing in powers over time, and focusing as well. Yeah, so basically, yeah, and that's the story with that. They just used drugs to make me forget what I was about to say. But yeah, basically, and that's how I found out about it.